Hello everybody, and welcome to my basement. And yes, there is a whiteboard in my basement, but that's not the point. Alright, so today's lesson is and I just wanted to apologize beforehand for my chicken scratch. My part of this is to tell you about irrational numbers. Okay, so since numbers like 3, 7, and 11 aren't squares of integers, numbers like their square roots aren't in the set of rational numbers, and they're in the set of irrational numbers. And an irrational number is any number that can't be represented in the form a over b, where a and b are both integers. Their exact values can't be expressed in a repeating or terminating decimal. So the square root of 3, the square root of 7, and the square root of 11 are all irrational numbers because they can't be represented in any of these forms. And you can find out the approximate value of these by looking in the back of the book or by using a calculator. So the square root of 3 approximates to 1.732. Square root of 7 approximates to 2.646. And the square root of 11 approximates to 3.317. And all numbers, whether they're irrational or rational, all have something called the property of completeness. And what the property of completeness says is that every decimal represents a real number, and every real number can be represented as a decimal. So, like 5 can be represented as 5.0, 3/8 can be represented as 0.375, and the square root of 3 can be represented as approximately 1.732. Other irrational numbers are square root of 2, pi, even though, well, yeah, you know why pi is, and I, which is just the square root of -1, and as we all know, we can't have the square root of a negative number. Alright, so now that you know this, I can give you some exercises to do. So, for these exercises, you have to state whether each number represents a rational or irrational number. Okay, so you can pause the video, and when you saw them, you can keep playing. Okay, so I guess we're all done these problems. Number 1 the square root of 17, and 17 isn't a square, so this is irrational. I'll just put I there. Number 2, the square root of 49, which is 7, as we should probably know, and that's a rational number, so I'll put that R. Number 3 is 1.21, and that kind of looks like 121, which is 11 squared. And if you factor this out, you'll get 1.1, 1.1 squared, so that's a rational number. And number 4 is 7 pi, and pi is an irrational number, so this one should be irrational as well. Alright, so that's the end of my video, and I'll let Alex do the rest.